Hey guys, welcome back to my reading journey. Today I'm gonna read the fourth part, so let's begin. It's in the law. Say, said Cork McManus, almost covering the table with his eloquent chest and elbows. Was that dead straight about you working in a book bindery and living at home and just happening in here and all that spile you gave me. Spile. Spile. Sure it was, answered the girl with spirit. Why? What do you think? Do you suppose I lied to you? Go down to the shop and ask them. I handed it to you on the level. On the dead level? Said Quark. That's the way I want it. Because what? I throw up my hands, said Quark. You got me going. You're the girl I've been looking for. Will you keep company with me, Robbie? Would you like me, Eddie? Surest thing. Surest thing. But I wanted a stray story about yourself, you know. When a fellow has a girl, a steady girl, she's got to be all right, you know. She's got to be straight goods. Goods. You'll find I'll be straight goods, Eddie. Of course you will, I believe. What you told me. But you can't blame me. But you can't blame me for waiting to find out. You don't see many girls smoking cigarettes in a place like Rooney's after midnight that are like you. The girl flushed a little and lowered her eyes. I see that now, she said meekly. I didn't know how bad it looked, but I won't do it anymore. And I'll go straight home every night and stay there. And I'll give up cigarettes, if you say so, Eddie. I'll cut them out from this minute on. Cork's air became judicial, proprietary, condemnatory, and condemnatory, yet sympathetic. A lady can smoke, he decided slowly, at times and places. Why? Because it's being a lady that helps her to pull it off. I'm going to quit. There is nothing to it, said the girl. She flicked the stub of her cigarette to the floor. At times and places, repeated Coke. When I call round for you, of evenings, we'll hunt out a dark bench and Stevenson Square and have a puff or two, but no more Rooney's at 1 o'clock. See, Eddie, do you really like me? The girl searched his heart, but frank features are eagerly, with anxious eyes. On a dead level. When are you coming to see me where I live? Thursday, day after tomorrow evening. That suits you? Fine, I'll be ready for you. Come about 7. Walk to the door with me tonight and I'll show you where I live. Don't forget now. And don't you go to see any other girl before then, mister. I bet you will, though. On the dead level, said Quark. You make them all look like ragdolls. Ragdolls to me. Honest, you do. I know when I'm suited on the dead level, I do. Against the front door downstairs, repeated heavy blows were delivered. The loud crashes resounded in the room above. Only a trip hammer of a policeman's boot could have been the after of those sounds. Rooney jumped like a bullfrog to a corner of the room, turned off the electric lights, and hurried swiftly below. The room was left utterly dark except for the winking red glow of cigars and cigarettes. A second volley of crashes came up from the outside door, a little rustling, murmuring panic, moving among the besieged guests. Frank, cool, smooth, reassuring, could be seen in the rosy glow of the burning tobacco, going from table to table. All keep still, was his caution. Don't talk or make any noise. Everything will be all right. Now, don't feel the slightest alarm. We'll take care of you all. Ruby felt across the table until Croc's firm hand closed upon hers. Are you afraid, Eddie? She whispered. Are you afraid you'll get through, right? Nothing doing. In the teeth chattering line, said Cork. I guess Rooney's been slow with his envelope. Don't you worry, girlie. I'll look out for you all right. Yet Mr. McManus was only skin and muscle deep, with the police looking everywhere for Buck Malone's assailant, and with Corrigan still on the ocean wave. He felt that to be caught in the police raid would mean an ended career for him. And just then he had met Ruby too. He wished he had remained in the hydro room of the true Capulet reading the pink extras. Rooney seemed to have opened the front door below, and engaged the police in conference in the dark hall. The wordless, low growl of their voices came up the stairway. Frank made a wireless news station of himself and the upper door. Suddenly, he closed the door, hurried to the extreme rear of the room, and lighted a dim gas jet. This way, everybody, he called sharply. In a hurry, but no noise, please. The guests crowded in confusion to the rear. Rooney's lieutenant swung open a panel in the wall, overlooking the backyard, revealing a ladder place ready for the escape. Down and out, everybody, he commanded. Ladies first. Less talking, please. Don't crowd. There is no danger. Among the last, Cork and Ruby waited their turn at the open panel. Suddenly, she swept him aside and clung to his arm fiercely. Something familiar. Before we go out, She whispered in his ear. Before anything happens, tell me again, Eddie. Do you really like me? On the dead level, said Cork, holding her close with one arm. When it comes to you, I'm all in. When they turned out, when they turned, they found they were lost in the darkness. The last of the fleeing customers fleeing had descended halfway across the yard. They bore the leather bore, stumbling, gangling, hurrying to place it against an adjoining low building over the roof, which lay their only road to safety. We may as well sit down, said Cork grimly. Maybe Rooney will stand the cops off anyhow. They sat at the table, and their hands came together again. A number of men then entered the dark room, feeling their way about. One of them, Rooney himself, found the switch and turned on the electric light. The other man was a cop of the old regime. Regime. A big cop. A thick cop. A fuming. Abrupt cop. Not a pretty cop. He went up to the pair at the table and sneered familiarity at the girl. What are you doing in here? He asked. Dropping in for a smoke, said Cork mildly. Had any drinks? Not later than 1 o'clock. Get out quick, ordered the cop. Then sit down. He countermanded. He took off Cork's hat roughly and scrutinized him shrewdly. Scrutinized him shrewdly. Your name, McManus? Bad guess, said Cork. It's Peterson. Cork McManus, or something like that, said the cop. You put a knife into a man in Dutch Mike's saloon a week ago. Oh, forget it, said Cork, who perceived a shade of doubt in the officer's tones. You've got my mug mixed with somebody else. Have I? Well, you will come to the station with me anyhow and be looked over. The description fits you all right. The cop twisted his fingers under Cork's collar. Come on, he ordered roughly. Cork glanced at Ruby. She was pale, and her thin nostrils quivered. Her quick eye glanced from one man's face to the other as they spoke or moved. What hard luck, Cork was thinking. Corrigan on the brainy, and Ruby might have lost him on almost within an hour. Somebody at the police station would recognize him without a doubt. Hard luck. Alright, guys. See you tomorrow on the last part, and Have a good day. Bye.